This is Jeff Cowick for the Secret Supperclub Digital Archive. Today's date is April 24th, 2014. I'm here with Jenny Wang from I Forgot It's Wednesday Supperclub. Jenny, could you tell us what your role is with the Supperclub?
Yeah, so I'm a co-founder. I founded it with my fiance, Matt Dorsey, and I am the chef. So I do all the back of house, and he does the front of house, and he does the mixology.
Okay, fantastic. Had you ever been part of a Secret Supperclub before you started this one?
I'm not. It was something I kind of heard about, seemed interested in, but never been to one or started one or anything like that.
Okay. So how did this project come about for you? Like, what kind of inspired it?
Well, Matt and I have been talking about it for a while. We met in business school, and one of the things we always talked about was, we feel like there's not good conversation sometimes. A lot of times conversation, it gets cut off at a certain point, or it gets a little too personal or a little challenging. And we wanted to just kind of push that barrier a little further. And this was all very nebulous and never really finalized into anything. But we went to San Francisco for a vacation, and we saw this sculpture randomly on the street, and it said, "Take a pause." And we were like, that's so genius, we should use that. You could take a pause during your week. And that's kind of how the name came about. We chose Wednesday since it's a hump day. Everybody hates Wednesday because you're right in the middle, right? So, yeah.
Okay. So since you guys met in business school, are you a classical trained chef? How did you come about going from a business student to being a chef?
I went to culinary school as well. So I was in consulting for a while, and I'd gotten into business school already. So I quit my job and went to culinary school, which ended 3 days before business school. So that was an interesting, it was confusing, what am I doing? And then I was only in business school for one semester, and I'm currently on sabbatical from business school.
Okay. Fantastic. So is the Supperclub your full-time job right now, or it is a side project for you?
It's a full-time job. I actually just quit my real full-time job to do this full-time. Really just believe in the concept, and we really want to start doing serious business plan and start doing Kickstarter, friends and family round, and getting investors involved. So. Okay,
right on. So my next question is how did you decide on this format as opposed to doing a food truck, which are popular nowadays, or trying to do a full-on restaurant? Why did you choose the Supperclub as your format?
I think there's something that's special about going over to someone's house and enjoying a meal with them. I feel like what we try to promote is we set being able to do it in our home, we can control how the environment is, and we want the environment to be really inviting. And at the end of the day, you should feel welcome to walk in at any time, and you're just hanging out with your friends. Even if they're strangers, by the end of the meal, they're your friends. As cheesy as that sounds, we really feel like we facilitate that. And without starting, a restaurant, that's a lot of capital expenses. Doing out an apartment, you can still decorate it or set the candles or things like that, and just achieve the ambiance we want it.
Okay. So what's been your most rewarding experience being part of I Forgot It's Wednesday Supperclub?
That's a hard question. I feel like there's been a lot of rewarding experiences. There's been a lot of amazing amount of support. Just getting emails from people. We'll get emails from people in the UK or France or Italy saying I'm visiting New York for a week, and we would really like to come to your Supperclub. And I'm there's 5 million things to do in New York. You want to come to my Supperclub? Okay, that's fine. So that's been really cool. But also we'll get lengthy emails from people who say, I'm really shy, and sometimes I have a hard time going out and finding the right venue to talk to people, especially in New York, where it's kind of loud bars or crowded kind of group setting. I'm so glad you guys started this and your mission and believe in it. So getting those emails were really great. We've had people who just wanted to help. Our event planner, Lizette, actually we brought on as a partner yesterday, was just a dinner guest, and she took the leap with us, and she wants to take it to the next level, and she's doing a career switch. So it's just been cool to see that the Supperclub has inspired people to take a step in which they would maybe not necessarily have done before.
Awesome. So do you have a lot of like tourists and visitors that come to your supper club?
Not super many. I feel like we get maybe one or like a pair a month. We had a pair from Italy and we had a pair from Australia. I think so.
Very interesting.
But not, it's mostly New Yorkers.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. So do you feel that this movement is like gaining momentum? Do you think it's at its peak? Do you think it's in its declining phase? Where do you think the public interest is on secret supper clubs?
I think that it's gaining momentum. I feel food has been gaining a ton of momentum the last few years, and that's kind of been encapsulated in a lot of things. But for the supper clubs, and specifically, like I think people want a different dining experience. Restaurants are great, and restaurants are cool, and going to the hip new restaurant is always going to be cool. But there's something special and different about supper clubs, and I feel like people are starting to connect with that more, especially in the time of a very digital age where. It's just you don't have the opportunity to see people face to face, and in a restaurant you're with your person you came with, and it's weird to go alone. Like what if you're by yourself and you want to go eat, and the supper club gives you a venue to do that. So I think people are getting excited about it.
Fantastic. Do you ever? That's one question I had. Do you ever get single guests, or is it mostly like couples and stuff?
We get single guests a lot. I think this upcoming Wednesday, the 30th. We're a full table and we only have one couple.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you feel that supper clubs are going to become more mainstream in the future? How do you see this movement going into the future?
I think that's a mixed bag, and it kind of depends on how the people running the supper clubs will take it. But I feel like I think the exclusive, cool, underground, chic, really expensive thing is on the out and out, because I mean it's just exhausting to pretend to be that cool for that long.
Right.
And I think if people carry the supper club movement into something like a little bit more grounded, something really that connects people and is a little bit more real, I think it'll just continue forward.
What do you think are the advantages of dining in a supper club as opposed to a more traditional dining experience?
I think you kind of come in because at least for us, you can't choose the menu. Unless you have an allergy, obviously we'll accommodate for that. So people come in with different expectations than a restaurant. People are more open. Mm-hmm. They might eat something that they would probably not have chosen off a restaurant menu, I feel like, because it's on their plate and they'll like it. And they'll be like, oh, what is this? At the pop-up, I did this like ube puree. Ube is a purple Japanese yam, and I was like, oh, what is this? I like it, and so then that's cool. Like I think people really enjoy that, and because it's out of our home, it feels different. People don't come in and expect to be served. It's like you're interacting with us, you're talking to me, Matt's helping. Yes, Matt is taking away your dishes, but you're also talking to Matt because Matt is hosting you, know?
Right, yeah. So my next question would be, how do you juggle promoting your business with the gray areas surrounding the legality of it not being regulated by the health department?
So we're in the process of getting incorporated because we eventually want to be an events company. Like Supper Club is always going to be kind of our heart and soul.
Yeah.
But we want our mission in order to achieve our mission of being able to connect and engage people and bring conversations to a new level, so we need to have more events where people can do that. Mm-hmm. And we want events every week that like more people can be accessible to more people. So we do want to get incorporated, and that's like been always in the back of our heads. So we haven't felt bad about, I guess, promoting. Yeah. Like we know we'll be legit soon.
Yeah. So you're not worried. You don't worry too much about the health department coming in and shutting you down or anything like that.
I hope they.
Health department or something.
Yeah, I feel like we're not big enough for them to care, and I feel like if the health department came and shut us down, that would be like, wow, the health department had time to shut us down.
Right, yeah.
I thought they were too busy at Dominique and South, you know what I mean? So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So for my last question, if it was your last Supper Club event, what would be your ideal last meal? Like, what would be the defining meal if I forgot it's Wednesday, the Supper Club?
It would take a lot of dishes that we had at the pop-up. So one of the things I've been doing a lot is this quail egg wonton. It's a soft-boiled quail egg that's wrapped in a wonton, so it looks like just like this very fat wonton. It's hilarious when they line up. Oh my god, it's a little fat army of wontons. So it would be that, and I do a shiitake consomme that's like clear and very mushroomy. So that probably one of those. I have a Sichuan peppercorn and Earl Grey tea rub that I do on duck, which is a great duck breast. I really love it, and I think people, it's just like it tingles your senses in a strange way that people haven't experienced before. So definitely that ube puree would be on the menu. And I don't know, about dessert would be a toss-up. I maybe some sort of ice cream. If I like some really cool ice cream flavor that involved yuzu. If I had an ice cream maker, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. This is Jeff Cowick here with Jenny Wang at the chef and co-founder of I Forgot It's Wednesday, the Supperclub. Today's date, once again, is April 24th, 2014. We're here at Birch Coffee Shop in Manhattan. Thank you for listening.